every system that operates in the kingdom. That's what we are looking to expand. That's what we're looking to strengthen. This is not the time to pull back and to become.
People's hearts should be completely bowed to God.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. We're here today.
I'm Apostle Glenda Ray.
And I'm Apostle Nona Ray. And we are God's girls. Keeping it real. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Apostle Nona Ray.
And I'm Apostle Glenda Ray.
And we are God's girls, keeping it real.
Keeping it real. 100.
100%
Ooh,
real.
100 tonight.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, y'all pray that they don't take us down after we talk to you guys about this, because, well, you know how social media is. They the police. They're freedom police.
Yes.
They locking people's freedoms up and taking things down and changing algorithms so only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people see it. So when we get finished here tonight, and you never know, we might go into this next week because it's a lot to cover.
It is.
We hope that you guys will leave informed and thinking and praying, because there's some things that's coming down the pike.
Apostle, very serious.
It is. It's very serious.
And that will affect all of us. Not just the church world, but the world,
the
globally.
Whole world. Yes. This is a global move. And so tonight we want to talk about something that I'm sure that most of you, if not all of you, have heard about, at least in passing. They're not talking a whole lot about it.
Because they're submerging it.
We are. And right now it's still in test mode.
Yeah.
But all of the sudden bank collapses and those kinds of things are all tied into this. And we want to talk to you all tonight about what they're calling Biden bucks. I'm sure you've heard that term before.
Yeah.
Biden bucks, or what is known as digital currency. Digital currency is not new.
Right.
We have all been participating in digital currency for a very long time with our debit cards and ATM machines. Those are all forms of digital currency.
Right.
However, typically, Apostle, when you go to an ATM machine, you get money out. You get paper out.
Right.
This thing is moving along at a very high rate of speed, where money is about to be no good. All of the dollars that you have in your pockets, in your wallets, in your bank account, they have no value anymore. Now, this is not conspiracy, you guys. You can go out here and if you would just do the research and the homework on it, you would be surprised at what they're doing right in front of our very eyes. And so on March 9th, the Biden administration released an executive order. An executive order is a very important thing because, well, it is a decision that's handed down from the top of our nation.
Very top.
And he handed down an executive order that instructed a long list of federal agencies to study digital assets for the purpose of reporting back to him, and for the purpose of being able to give him a report on how people's money can be regulated. That is what this is really all about. It's about regulating your money. So I want to read some things here, Apostle, on this. And we do have a short video for you guys to watch, but I really want you to pay attention to this, because listen to me, I don't care who you are and I don't care where you are. These digital currencies that are about to roll out, and it is being rumored that it's going to happen somewhere around July, about the 7th month, because they have been practicing these digital currencies for a little bit. And it's not like crypto. It's sort of like crypto, but I'll even talk about some of the differences in this. This money will actually be called CBDC, which is for Central Bank Digital Currency. And there will be no more dollars. There will be no more coins. We saw it really kind of suspect during COVID.
Yeah.
When you'd go somewhere and they say, "Oh, we don't take coins anymore."
Right. Right.
Oh no, now we don't take cash anymore, and that thing is increasing.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I went to, what's the Save Chicken place name? Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
That's the
The
Save
same
bird.
chicken place.
Yeah, honey, that bird died so that we can live. But anyway,
There she go.
okay, I'm not gonna do that tonight. Praise the Lord. Chick-fil-A. I went to Chick-fil-A yesterday to get a salad. Okay, just let me say that. Not the bird, but a salad. And I went into the line and I had cash. And the girl almost lost her mind. She said, "You got cash?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I can't handle cash. We don't do cash. Hold on, I got to get somebody
Wow.
for you." Now, this is the drive-through.
Okay.
So she literally had to go into the store, to the place, and find somebody that could take my cash. Y'all, this thing is getting ready
This
to
is what
turn.
we're coming to.
This thing is turning, and it's turning quickly.
But you know, the whole design, Apostle, is to regulate the population, to regulate the people. And
Yeah.
we've been under regulations for I don't know how long. It's been undercover, it's been incognito, it's been submerged for years and years. Even in the Obama administration, if you'll recall, when they were sending out these satellites that was able to regulate and spy on what we were doing. If you look even at your cell phone,
Sure.
you know, you go into your cell phone, you're looking up something on Google. Google is all a part of it.
Yes.
And then you see all of these same ads that you were looking at popping up in your news feeds, popping up on your phone, and from all over the place. That's because they are tracking us. And so if we'll remember, just not too long ago, there was an interview that took place between Elon Musk, who bought Twitter, as well as with Fox Newscaster.
Yes.
And he blew the whistle
Yes,
on
he did.
everything that has been transpiring. And so he was made to look like the bad guy for firing all these people when he took over Twitter.
Yeah.
But what he found out is that Twitter was a base, so to speak, that was giving people insight to spy on what we were doing.
Giving the government
Absolutely.
all of the
It
followers
was all
information.
entrenched in that. And so
Exactly.
even under the Obama administration, that's what that whole Snowden deal was about. You know, and right now he's over in Russia in exile because he blew the whistle on what was taking place under the Obama administration. And so we are blinded to so many things that are transpiring. And what they're trying to do is bring us under the guise of socialism.
That's exactly right.
To bring us to the point to where we have no rights. We can't own property. You can't, your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights. All of this stuff is entrenched in this whole thing.
It is. And so looking at this, I know many people would say, well, what's so wrong about, what's the problem with digital currency? Okay. So, we're already using debit cards. We already use our iPhones to scan and Google Pay and Apple Pay and all of that digital currency. Well, you do understand that money is now in your bank, right?
Right.
If it's not there, you can't pay for anything.
Absolutely.
The problem with digital currency is this. Digital currency gives the central bank, which is run by our federal government, full autonomy to turn your money on and off at their will. And it can be based upon your religious preferences, your gender preferences, your political preferences. And I want you to think about this. You go to make your note, your payment for you don't have checks anymore. There's no checks. There's no debit cards. Okay. It now is a currency that you have to have a code. You must understand they have the button, the key card to your codes. So to turn your money off, and we have a video we want you guys to take a look at, just a couple minutes, that will kind of help you to walk through this. This thing is getting to be ridiculous. And as you say, it all has to do with privacy. Now, privacy with emails and all that is bad enough. Okay, listening in on phone calls. Y'all do understand that every phone call you make.
Yeah.
They're listening.
Yeah.
Your smart TVs and all of those things with
The
camera
cameras.
technologies
Yeah,
and things.
cameras on
They're
yours.
looking at you're looking at your house.
Yeah.
Alexa and
Yeah.
Siri and all of
Yeah.
them. I mean, that's artificial intelligence, and it is all designed to keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they know everything about us.
Yes, they do.
They know who we vote for.
Yes.
They know what political party we stand for.
Absolutely.
They know what we're expending our dollars on. They know everything.
They know everything
about us. You know, years ago there was a movie that came out with Will Smith, Enemy of the State, and that thing was just at that point getting off the ground, but it was in letting us know though what was coming down the pike, because they knew his every move.
Yeah, and Hollywood is really good at letting us know what's going on.
Yeah,
but they put it in fantasy so that you don't believe it. So that's the tool that they use. They make it entertaining so that you don't believe that's just a movie.
Right.
But this has been going on for a long time. Even in the video that we're going to watch, there is a small clip where there are some Obama says some things in the clip.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that. But this is not just about Obama. You have to understand. I mean, Obama was a tool, was a pawn, just like everybody else. And this thing, you mentioned the word socialism, which is nothing but a culturally acceptable word for communism.
Yeah,
it's basically the same
and
thing.
That's how those communist countries rolled out. That's how they got people under their thumb.
Exactly.
By regulating everything that they did and then bringing them under control, that you can't do this, you can't do that without our permission. And so you have no permissions.
Exactly. So understand that the covenant of wealth was given to us according to Deuteronomy 8:18 by God.
Yeah.
It is God that gives us the power to get wealth. If governments can begin to control your wealth, they can control what you believe in.
And your power.
And your power. Absolutely. The Proverbs teach us that money is a defense and it answers all things. And so if money is designed by God to defend you and they take the power of money away from you, you understand you can be somewhat defenseless. You can't buy food.
Yeah.
Now all of this is biblical. Right. It's not like we didn't know this was coming. What we thought it was going to happen was that Jesus was going to come snatch us. Yeah, baby. Yeah. He's going to snatch us up out of here, and we won't have to deal with any of that.
See.
But I'm letting y'all know if he don't come by July, we are all in trouble.
We've been trying to tell them.
We are all in trouble because this thing is rolling off. So I want to read a little bit of this, if it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, on March 9th, the Biden administration released an executive order instructing a long list of federal agencies to study digital assets and to propose numerous reports about their use and proposal to regulate them. Okay.
Executive order.
Exactly. But there is an even more important part of the executive order. President Biden has instructed the federal government and Federal Reserve to lay the groundwork for a potential new U.S. currency. It's a digital dollar. If the United States were to adapt a digital currency like the one discussed in Biden's executive order, it would be one of the most dramatic expansions of federal power ever made. One that could put individuals and businesses in grave danger of losing their social and economic freedoms.
Let me interject right there. We saw that happen when those truckers in Canada, when they were protesting and they wouldn't get off the bridge.
Yeah.
And they went in and froze their accounts.
Yes, they did.
And they froze the accounts of anyone that contributed to them. Because their accounts were frozen, there were people that was donating to them and helping them out because they couldn't buy gas, they couldn't buy food, they couldn't do anything. All of their monies were on lockdown.
But what I want to ask is, if this, what we're talking about, is proposed and still in the works, how did they freeze their money last year or 2 years ago?
Right, absolutely.
They went in and did it because the technology is already
there.
It's already there. So now what's happening is they are beginning to talk a little bit about these digital dollars, but they're promoting it in a way that makes it very palatable.
Yeah.
Almost as if it is a really good thing. But listen to me. Let me tell y'all something. Anything the media tells you, you better check it out because they're liars, all of them. And the truth is not in them. And so anything they say, you have to look much, much deeper to
Yes.
find the true answers. And so that's what we have done. We
Mhm.
started digging around in this thing. Let me read a little bit more. Among other important actions, the White House executive order directs several federal agencies, listen to this,
Mhm.
including the Treasury Department,
Mm.
to study the development of a new central bank digital currency, or what is called CBDC, and to produce a report within 180 days of the EO discussing the potential risk and benefits of a digital dollar.
So does that have to do with that 187? How many was it? 87,000 IRS agents that they were.
That's
How
exactly.
many was it?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
It had
So
everything
all of
to
that
do with
is
it.
tied into that, and so
Yes.
there was a lot of pushback from the Republicans with these hiring of these IRS. I don't know where it's at right now.
Yeah, I think it's frozen right now.
Okay.
And I think it's before the courts. They all, I found out today also that Ted Cruz filed lawsuit against this executive order.
Okay.
Okay. Now it has not been stopped. He just filed the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have not appeared before a judge. The judge has not ordered a stay on any of it.
Mhm.
It's still moving forward. But I think it's a little bit too late
Yeah.
because it's already happened. And I need you to understand that a part of this, a lot of this, is as a result of America trying to remain a front runner among countries, among
Mhm.
nations.
Mhm.
As much as we say that we are the greatest nation,
And the superpower.
we're the superpower, we're the leaders of the free world. I'm here to tell you, and I'm going to show you how, because there's quite a few countries that's already flipped. They're
Mhm.
already on digital
Yeah.
currency.
Yeah.
China is on digital
Yeah.
currency.
Yeah.
The Bahamas on digital currency. So there are several countries that already have made this switch over.
What about this alignment with Russia, China, India, Saudi Arabia, all of these countries that are coming, and there's more that have come together.
And understand those 5 countries are called the G5.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are all familiar with the G7,
Right.
because the G7 is what? Global 7, meaning the 7 major countries.
Mm-hmm.
Superpowers in the world, United States being one of them.
Right.
Typically, the G7 come together for the purpose of figuring out and discussing how we're going to stay on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the G5, which is kind of like a junior club, if
Yeah.
you will,
For
the nations.
Yeah. Like a coup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, you got your top dogs, your big
Mhm,
dogs, your senior
mhm.
partners, and then you got your junior partners.
Yeah.
So the G5 are what is considered the junior partners among the nations. And the junior partners came together, and because they did come together, because of their unity,
Yeah.
they came up with a digital currency.
Right. And the thing about that's so strong is that these nations were at odds with each
They
other.
were at one time.
They didn't even collaborate with one another. And then to bring India
Yeah.
into the mix, and
Yeah.
then to bring Saudi Arabia into the mix, and all of this oil and this, man.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot. But what you have to understand is now that collaboration has caused them to become the superpowers.
Mhm.
So that's why Russia is threatening us. That's why China is threatening us. That's
Mhm.
why. Because you have to understand, they have united themselves monetarily.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are the superpowers of the earth. Don't get it twisted, y'all. America is in trouble.
Mhm.
I'm here to tell you tonight, our nation is in serious, serious trouble. We're in financial trouble. The banks are shaking.
Military trouble,
mili-
threatening of war.
Absolutely. And God in heaven knows, I'm asking God how to do this, Apostle, because I know if we do it on social media, they're going to shut us down.
Mhm.
But we need to have a discussion with you all on what to do with your money.
Mhm.
Because I'm telling you, if you leave your money in these banks,
You won't have any money.
you are going to be in trouble.
Who was the sister just not too long ago went to the bank? You were
Yeah.
telling me about it, to pull out $4,000
Right here in our own church.
in our own church, and they refused her
to
of
give her
being
her own
able
money.
to get her own money.
Yes.
This was only $4,000.
Yes.
So this is the kind of thing. If you all remember the movie "It's a Wonderful Life," how there was a run on the bank,
Yeah.
and they didn't have, because the banks don't have your money.
Yeah, they don't.
It's federally insured. And so when you go to get your money, if it's a large sum of money, they don't have your money in the bank.
They don't usually have that much money in the bank.
Right. And so then they can regulate to say, well, we can't give you your money.
Yeah. But once it comes under the central banking system, we lose all control over what money you get and how much you can have, what you can even use it for.
If you can even get it.
Absolutely. You do understand if they make up a false or fake gas shortage with digital dollars, they can turn your money off. So when you go to the pump,
right,
your money, that digital card will not work at the pump because we're in a shortage. You can't buy gas. I hope you all are hearing what we are saying.
And that's the trajectory to go everything electric.
Everything.
All of these electric vehicles. And so the lithium and all of this, how are we going to supply that?
Yes, I get it. So listen, let's break right here and let's show our video.
Okay.
We have a video that you guys, we want you to see. It's about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Turn up your volume. Listen very closely to this gentleman as he explains in detail this digital move.
You'll be able to tell your kids about how the US dollar was once the strongest currency in the world, and you were there to watch it fall into ruin. You'll be able to explain to your kids that it was all self-inflicted, how arrogance, greed, and bullying led to the collapse. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute. But first, you'll also be able to tell your kids that you were there when they took away paper dollars and coins in favor of a US digital currency. And you'll be correct, because in fewer than 24 hours, the United States dollar changes forever. Tomorrow, the first week of April, the Federal Reserve begins the rollout of their new central bank digital US dollar. That's right. It's called the FedNow program, and it's going to replace your paper currency. Not overnight, but it's moving in that direction. And it will move the United States to a cashless society, a surveillance state where every transaction will be tracked and cataloged, where, as the Fed describes it, money that's in your account can even expire and become unusable. That's right, just like that Red Lobster gift card that you never used. One day you go and try to buy some popcorn shrimp and some Cheddar Bay biscuits, and the gift card doesn't even work anymore. Gone. You can read how the Fed plans to use the expiring money right on the Fed's website. China's already doing it. We already have a template for it. And many U.S. government museums, national parks, historical sites are no longer accepting paper dollars. Many of you have emailed me about this. You've tried to go and actually use dollars at different locations. Sorry, we don't accept cash. Want to go visit the Wright Brothers Museum? Don't bring cash. You'll have to use digital currency. Want to go to Smithsonian? Sorry, no cash. How about Mount Rainier National Park? Sorry, no cash allowed. We only accept digital. And many American businesses have already gone cashless as well. They'll pretend it's all about convenience, but really, it's all about control. The brilliant Catherine Austin Fitts recently described what going cashless would do to all of us.
The reality, as the financial system gets more controlling and more invasive, it's a little bit like bringing up a corral around us. And CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and vaccine passports or digital IDs are sort of the last shutting of the gate. It's hard for many people to imagine the risks here because we're so used to living with financial transaction freedom, and we don't understand that when this gate closes on us, we literally will be sitting in a system where the central banks believe that our assets belong to them, and they can dictate where we can spend money and what we can spend money on.
It's frightening. And
wow. What do we say to that?
That's a mouthful there.
It is. She says when that gate is closed, it's going to corral us in to an environment where we have no more control over our money.
Wow.
No more control over our money. Now, that's hard to fathom, Apostle, because we've never seen that before.
No.
Like the woman said, we are so used to the financial freedom to go and buy what we want, when we want, how much of it we want, all of those kinds of things without any risk. I mean, other than the fact that we might overspend or we may not have enough to pay for what we have. Those are really the fears that we had around shopping, buying. and we're not talking about just major purchases like homes and cars.
Mhm.
We're talking about grocery stores.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
grocery stores. We're talking about
Gas for your car.
gas for your car. We're talking about electricity. We're talking about utilities,
prescriptions and
prescriptions.
medications.
Absolutely. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about someone having the oversight
Mm.
for your ability to spend your money the way you want to. And
Yeah.
they can just turn it off
Yeah.
or make it expire. How about
Mhm.
this?
Mhm.
If you don't spend this money, you need to buy an electric car. And if you don't spend your money for an electric car by such and such a date, we will turn
Cut
your
you
money
off.
off and you'll not be able to go over to Kia and get a gas car or whatever. I mean, the implications on this
Yeah.
thing is huge. And I know it sounds a little far-fetched. I
Mhm.
do. But it's a reality
It is.
that we are all going to have to deal with.
And it's about to hit us very, very quickly. And again, Apostle, we never lived under these kind of constraints.
Yes.
But this has been the trajectory all along. Even when we look at COVID, that was a test run to see how much they could control the whole nation. And that's what
Yes.
they did. And in fact, it was a control of the whole world. That was global
Exactly.
control, telling us that we couldn't assemble for service, for church, that you have to wear a mask. We walking around here looking like buffoons in these masks that don't do any good, that does not, if you can smell smoke through the mask, then how is it going to keep you from,
Or cologne through it.
yeah. And so all of these things, but that was a test run.
Yes.
You know, when we look at everything that's happening, the violence, all of this is tied and entrenched in this whole thing.
It really is. And this thing is rolling out, like you said, very, very quickly.
Mhm.
And I'm not even going to say they're doing it under the covers
Yeah.
because they're not.
Yeah.
The news is full of it.
Oh, it's
But
in
we-
our face.
But listen, we turn our ears off,
Mhm.
especially us Christians. Listen to the impact it can have on us. Because as people in the kingdom of God who
Mm.
live by kingdom
Mm.
principles, we understand that our entire monetary system as Christians is
Right.
given by
Right.
the ability to give.
Mhm.
Give and it shall be given to you again.
Mhm.
Okay, we understand that giving is top among those doctrines that we preach,
yeah.
and that we live, not only preach, but that we live by. Okay,
Mhm.
we understand God's principles of money, how money is a current or currency,
Mhm.
meaning a current has to move.
Mhm.
Okay, when you don't move your money through God, it dries up.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But what happens when you go to give to your church and they don't like what your minister or what your apostle or your pastor is teaching, and so they turn off all contributions to that church?
And then the ripple effect of that whole thing.
Exactly.
Because now the church
Yeah.
can't pay its bills.
Especially when we get to the point where they start pushing back on the fact that we will not support homosexuality.
Mhm.
Y'all need to wake up
Yeah.
in Jesus' name
Yeah.
and understand what really is happening in the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And I know God gonna come and get us. Listen, y'all,
Mhm.
we are too far away from that right now.
Yeah.
That's not what the Lord is planning. There is still too much that has to happen. First of all, the bride is raggedy in a hole.
See,
Okay, what can I say? So the Lord ain't coming back from the hole.
doing it out of both
Adulteress,
sides.
listen, we don't even love the man.
See,
Okay,
come on.
so what is he coming back for?
See,
Please, let's get off of that right
just think about it in terms of you. You wouldn't marry a
now.
hoe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I let you know the prophet.
See, and God told him.
Yeah, see, that ain't the kind of prophet people want to be, right?
See, mm-mm.
Okay. So anyway, but you know what, Apostle? I know we're just about out of time, and I feel like we have not done this topic justice.
Yeah.
So perhaps we can come back
We'll
a little
come back
bit
next
more. Listen, we will be putting on. We cannot stress enough. We can't put all this information on our page, but we will be putting some links on so you can go and look at it for yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm going to be putting some links on there from up on our YouTube site. I'm sorry, because Facebook shuts us down. The YouTube site will put some links up, kind of telling you guys some ideas of what you can do with your money. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about that too much on this platform,
Mhm.
but there is some things that God is providing for us as a means of salvation.
Yeah, yeah.
Amen. But we wanted to talk about the expo also. Apostle, go ahead.
It's not a matter of bringing you into fear. It's a matter of informing you of what is coming down the pike. That's what
Yes.
we're doing. We're keeping it real. We're letting you know what's happening and things that you may not be aware of. But understand this, God always has a ram in the bush for his people. He always has a way.
He
But
does.
then it's like he said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So we're trying to give you this information so that you can become informed, so that you can make right decisions, so that we're not caught out on the outside of the gate when this
Yes.
thing,
when it hits.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So on another note, on next Thursday, April 27th, we're going to be holding our business virtual expo. It's going to be Facebook Live if they don't shut us down tonight. But even let me say this while I'm thinking about it. If you, for some reason, cannot get into our Facebook Live or get into our Facebook page, we do have a YouTube page. And so you can go to YouTube and watch us on the YouTube channel, God's Girls. You have to search down through it, but if you put God's Girls in there, you'll be able to find us, and you can find all of our broadcasts on there and be able to catch up. That's in the event that you're not able to catch us on Facebook. But again, going back to the virtual expo, that's going to take place on April 27th, which is next Thursday. And we're asking that you would buy your raffle tickets prior to that time. You can buy raffle tickets for $5 a piece or $4. You buy 4 raffle tickets, you get 1 free. And that gives you the opportunity for some wonderful business services and goods and prizes that these businesses are offering up. All kinds of businesses.
Great stuff.
It's just too much to mention, and it's probably, you can find it even out there on Facebook. We've been sharing it out there. And then the second part of the evening is going to entail an auction where we're going to be auctioning off, again, goods and services that has great value. Some of these things are valued at over or hundreds of dollars are the value of some of these things. And so join us, and all of the proceeds, and the reason why we're doing this is because we want to support Excel Homeschool Academy and our Hope Center. You know, we are endeavoring to roll out kids that are understanding who they are, understanding who Jesus is, understanding how to excel academically. And so we're directing all of these proceeds that is going to support our Homeschool Academy. So endeavor and partner with us to go on. You can begin to buy your raffle tickets now. It should be something on your screen showing you where you can go to purchase the raffle tickets, and set your calendars to be able to join us on next Thursday at 7 o'clock, where we're doing the virtual Facebook Live, and where these drawings will take place at that time. So again, the Business Virtual Expo next Thursday, April 27th at 7 o'clock p.m. on Facebook Live. You can see the links on your screen.
Please come in and join in the fun with us, okay? Well, Apostle, maybe next week we'll come with some more of this.
Yeah.
But until that time, it's been great, you guys. Thank you for joining us. I'm Apostle Nona Ray.
And I'm Apostle Glenda Ray. And we are God's Girls. We're keeping it real.
Yes, we are. Have a good weekend.
And we'll see you next time. Every system that operates in the kingdom, that's what we are looking to expand. That's what we're looking to strengthen. This is not the time to pull back and to become.
People's hearts should be completely bowed to God.
Yeah.
Keeping it real.
I'm Apostle Glenda Ray.
And I'm Apostle Nona Ray.
And we are God's Girls.
Keeping it real.